around and it's kind of loud.
Okay.
So do I have a second to do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Come here. Come here. Let's get this collar off.
Okay. Hopefully they won't start barking.
I got 2 dogs too. Hey, this is real talk here. We're not, we're not looking for a studio, and we're not Regis and Kelly or whoever's the latest talk show host. But Marney, I want to welcome you to Divas Lounge, and I just really want people to understand that part of the reason we bring people into the lounge is so that we can hear stories about real women and why they wanted such a change for breast cancer in a different way, not just the research aspect and not just the doctor's appointment aspect, but for women, like you just said to me a minute ago. I loved how you said, I was in a doctor's office listening to women talk and realized that other women were in pain too. And that is so true. Like, I talk to women all the time and they're like, oh, my arm is killing me. And I'm like, so's mine. And that's really where all of these great ideas start, is from us women talking to each other. So Marney, can you introduce yourself and tell us about you before the Billow? So go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Anne-Marie. And it's so nice to be here and talking to all of you divas. My journey began, I guess, well, when my mom had breast cancer. She's a 28-year survivor, and she had a lumpectomy, and she was really strong and courageous, and she prevailed through chemo and radiation, and she's just a very strong woman, and she supports me in every way, and has been so supportive through my own personal journey, which started in August of 2014, when I was diagnosed BRCA positive, and consequently my mother is also BRCA positive, and my risk was very high for breast and ovarian cancer. And something I don't really talk about a whole lot is that I also had an oophorectomy. I don't have any children, and that was a very difficult decision for me to make. I had thyroid cancer in 2006, and I'd already gone through menopause. So I sort of, realized that I wasn't going to have children, but having an oophorectomy really took the cards off the table permanently.
Well, and I think what people don't understand is it's different when you make that choice yourself to not have children, but when someone pulls that from you, it's a different ball of wax.
Yeah, it really is. And I understood what it was like when I had thyroid cancer to go through testing like every 6 months. I had a needle stuck in my neck. I had thyroid disease. I had biopsies. I had scans. I was on medication. And then, 2 years later, after monitoring it, it was cancer. So I was like, I've already been through it. I'm not gonna, go have mammograms and every 6 months and do all the stuff that I was already doing, including I had DCIS and I had that biopsied and my boob was in the machine, and I was like passing out when they were sticking the needle in my boob in the machine.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, just forget about it. So I had the decision to do the mastectomy, which was August of 2014, and I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for the drainage tubes. Nobody told me I was going to have drainage tubes. I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't know. I just woke up and I felt like, oh my God, whose boobs were these? They didn't feel like they were mine. They felt extremely weird. They were like not a part of my body. I couldn't lift my arms over my head. I was just so uncomfortable and miserable and extremely sick from the anesthesia. And I went home, and I was, overnight. And so I went home the next day, and I was trying to get comfortable. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I mean, there's no way to get comfortable in this situation with the tubes and the bandages. I was like, I call myself Octi Woman because I had 8 appendages and was like shooting, fluid instead of ink like an octopus. So I tried to get comfortable, and it was absolutely impossible. I was arranging pillows around myself.
We all do it. We call it the nest.
Yeah, I was making trying, but it's hard when you can't lift your arms to
And
make
not
it.
just that, the nest slips and slides. That's part of the problem with the nest, that it doesn't
Yeah.
stay put. So
Right. I get it. And so I went online and I tried to find something for myself. And there was, I don't know if you've Googled like breast pillows, okay, and you've seen what's out there, right?
yeah,
Some of them were, there's one that's like a square with 2 holes that, nobody's breasts are going to fit in these 2 holes perfectly.
right.
Nobody's distance is the same between her breasts, right?
Yeah.
So, the options were horrendous. And I was like, okay, there's got to be a better solution for women. And I took it upon myself to just create something for myself and for the other women that I saw that were suffering too when I went in for my appointments, and just through talking to them and, really wanting something to help and give back. So I made it my mission to create this Billow, which is breast plus pillow. And during the reconstructions, I had a lot. One of my breasts was like under my armpit, and so maybe your dog's heard my dog's barking.
Yeah.
But so one of my breasts was under my armpit, and it had to be moved over. And I mean, it was just a long process. I have alloderm and a lot of wrinkling and rippling, and then
Mine actually shifted into my armpits. They had to be removed.
Yeah, I ended up with a staph infection. I was in the hospital for 5 days. So it was a long road. But during these recovery periods, it was really cathartic for me to research the Billow, like to research materials and fabrics and fillings. And I mean, I tested everything from down to buckwheat hulls to memory foam to K-pop, you name it. I tested it. I was in Bed Bath & Beyond putting my boobs on pillows display, trying to figure out what felt good. And I ultimately decided on something that was, I didn't want anything with chemicals in it or made with chemicals. So I decided on organic cotton and EcoPure wool. And EcoPure wool is naturally hypoallergenic. It's chemical free. It's flame resistant. It's lightweight, so you can carry it after you've had your surgery very easily. It's breathable. It's moisture wicking, because we all have these sweaty moments, right?
Oh boy, do we.
And it's not going to compress over time. So it's supportive, but it's soft. So those are the materials that I went with. And I sketched several designs. And my original intention was to make something for a breast pillow. But then I was like, we need something for our back too. We need a back pillow, and we need a side pillow. So throughout the process.
And that's actually something a lot of people their doctors don't tell them, is how sore your back is going to be, because your back is incredibly sore after this. I mean, my lower back still to this day really does hurt. Horrible.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. And, I found out later that there are some great organizations that offer support and help, like you guys.
Yeah.
But I think in the beginning, I sort of didn't want to know. Like, I didn't want to know what they were going to be doing when they were, when I was having the surgery. It was just like, I don't know, mentally, it was difficult. I was in finance. I already had a stressful job, and I just wanted to block it out and just get it done whenever the day came.
Yeah.
So I actually ended up leaving my job in finance after 15 years to work full time on the Billow. And I'm so much happier now. I mean, it's just something that it's just so important and meaningful to me that I can give something back to other women. So you ready to see it?
Yes. Okay. And I know that so many want to. Like I said, I posted, when was the last time you slept on your stomach? And every person was like, since before cancer. So it's clear that women want it. So show us. Yes, please.
I'm a stomach sleeper. I mean, big time. So it was hard for me to not sleep on my stomach anymore.
Right.
So right after you have the surgery, okay? Can you see this okay?
Yes, we can. We're good.
So right after you have the surgery, you can't lay on your stomach.
No.
And the way I wish I would have had a Billow, okay, it's big, right? It's a big breast.
Yeah.
It's big. So I wish I would have had something like this to lay on my back, because it's very supportive. You put your head on the large torso portion. You've got lower back support. Your shoulders are in the depressed area, and you're sort of in an inclined position.
Yes, because you can't get in and out of bed without laying just like how you are.
Right. And so it's got these super soft underarm sort of wings, and they just, they help support your arms. They prevent them from touching. And it's sort of like, those husbands from the 70s, those old corduroy pillows, orange or whatever. So it's sort of like a husband, but it's more comfortable.
Right. Right.
And you can take out, the pillow behind and lay back a little further, and it's easy to get out of.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about arranging all these pillows around you. You just sort of roll over to the side, which I found that I did often, and that's the only way that I could get out of bed.
Right.
So the way that it was, my original intention was for a massage, breast pillow.
Right.
And I love to get massages, and it was really painful when I was laying on my stomach. And now my dog's barking. Can we take a second here?
Yeah. No, that's fine.
So she loves the Billow too.
Oh, she's so cute.
She thinks it's hers every time I get it out. So you put your torso on this portion, your breast down to the depressed area, and you just lay flat on it. And you can use it with or without a pillow.
Yeah.
And it's very soft and supportive. And what I found that in my research was that massage is so important for stress relief and healing and
absolutely.
So another way you can use it is as a side pillow, and you just put your arms around, or your legs around the torso portion, and just sort of hug it like a body pillow.
Right.
Let's keep your hips in alignment. And if people don't like their breasts to touch, you can sort of put this in between your breasts.
Right.
It's really soft and supportive.
Well, Marnie, when we used it, it was our. Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. Show us the next one.
So I was going to say, I like the way that you used it as well. I'd never even thought of that. Your picture was this way as a pillow, right?
I loved it like that. Loved it.
I mean, the bottom line is, however you're most comfortable is how you should use it.
So when we used it for Diva for a day, the masseuse actually yelled at me afterwards. She's like, after we took that picture, she's like, you put it the wrong way. I was like, wrong way for you maybe, but that was really comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But all the women that got massages that day for Diva for a day, and there were 20 of them, could not say more positive things about the Billow. I mean, fantastic. Every single one of them was like, oh my God, that pillow was fantastic. It did exactly what it was supposed to. And they, they were hesitant about laying down because they didn't think they could lay on their stomach. They really didn't. And then when they did, they couldn't believe how comfortable they were. And
yeah, I mean, I've had people tell me that they're like, I don't know how it works, but it does.
It truly works. And I do get massages. I'm cupped. I get different things from my massage therapist, but he usually takes towels and rolls them up and puts them underneath stuff. And I'm not that comfortable with it. I'm really not. I'm always adjusting it. I'm moving it. It's just not, it doesn't work. That pillow is incredibly comfortable. It's incredibly soft.
Same thing. And that was one of the, things I researched. I was like putting towels under my stomach. I was putting, things under my arms. And I went through all these different ideas in my brain as to how to make one pillow that was multifunctional that women could use long-term too, because you're going to have your implants, forever, hopefully. Or
they don't move. Let's admit it. I mean, they're not going to squish like your regular breasts. So they don't move. So you need something like this to be comfortable on and to lay onto your stomach.
Exactly. And I got this amazing new fabric. So the Billow case is going to come with this. I don't know if you can see this. It's sort of organic.
Is it like the bamboo fabric? Is it soft like that? I mean, it's
super soft.
I love it.
It's not bamboo. It's organic cotton, but it's a new fabric this is coming with. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So and then
go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
No, I was just going to say, so that's, that's the Billow. And do you want to, can you see it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's hard to sort of conceptualize and visualize using it from the pictures.
Actually, that's why with the Divas Lounge, I started to pick, when we first decided to do this, I picked things that I knew were hard to visualize in just the picture, because I feel like you can't really, people don't understand why that particular item would be so versatile in your house before, after, and during breast cancer. Like, why do I need that for my surgery? Why do I need it during my surgery? And why am I going to need it afterwards? Like,
right. And you know, another thing that I wanted to mention is that I didn't want something that looked like a medical device.
yeah.
On my
Oh,
bed.
that's a great point. Excellent point.
Yeah, and I wanted something that when people came over, they didn't say, oh, well, that's a breast pillow, or she's had breast surgery. I wanted something that was soft and luxurious and looked nice on the bed, that people were going to say, you know, it's a medical device, or you weren't going to use for the long term.
Right. And then you also have a little line of nail polish out there.
I do. I realized like the little things like getting my nails done made me feel so much better when I was going through all this. And I thought, you know, how cool would it be to offer all women something that they can enjoy? And so I created a non-toxic nail polish line, and they have fun and inspirational names like Blue Bee and Magnificent Melons and Miraculous Moons, and then I have Divine Diana named after my mom. And I also realized how chemotherapy and surgery and anesthesia, they all wreak havoc on your nails. So I'm coming out with a line May 26th of strengthener, top coat, and nail bed healer. And they're called Be Quick, Be Strong, and Be Healed. And they all have ingredients that are really effective, like biotin and calcium and vitamin E. So I look forward to you. I've been testing them on myself and my nails.
Yeah. I can't wait to have those on the page. But we actually have a couple of really great reviews coming up from people using the Billow nail polish, saying that the scent is great. It doesn't smell toxic. The colors are fantastic. They stay for a very long time.
Yeah, it's really long wearing.
Yeah, which I think is great, because a lot of people think just because it's natural that it's going to chip very fast, and it's and
yeah. I mean, I tested some other like water-based polishes, but they didn't last, and I don't know. They just they didn't look pretty on your nails, you know.
Right.
And then you have the nice stuff like the vitamin E and the biotin that could help strengthen them as well.
Right. And a lot of women, I think it is important to keep your nails, you know, some kind of sheen on there during the treatment, because it really does keep them strong, so that they don't hopefully fall out, although they still sometimes fall out, but that's a whole nother episode.
I mean, thinking about falling out, my hair even fell out, even though I didn't have to, you know, I think it was from the stress or or something, but I just got a huge bald spot in the back of my head. So
our body does odd things during this whole process. That is true. And anything to make it more comfortable. And that is what the Billow truly does, is makes this more comfortable. And anything to make it more comfortable, I think, is important. And so where do you see the Billow going? Where do you want it to go?
I want every woman to be able to have a Billow who's gone through breast cancer surgery and really needs something to help her heal and get her beauty sleep, because sleep is so important to healing. And, you know, it's just really something that I want to raise awareness, that it's available. It's a product that's available, and I put my heart and soul into it, and I'm so appreciative of the feedback that I get back from emails and Facebook of women telling me what a difference Billow makes in their lives.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I used a recliner chair, and I wish I would have had a Billow, because I would have probably slept in my own bed, and I would have slept better. I slept in a recliner. There was no way I could have laid flat, but using a Billow in your bed definitely I would have slept in my bed. I would have gone.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I couldn't. I had to sleep in the recliner. I could not lay flat. There was no physical way I could have. I had to lay exactly how you just were laying with the Billow. So I definitely will be encouraging women to purchase the Billow, and to, you know, just to know that it's there, because that's something the doctors don't tell you. You said doctors do not tell you about your drains. Well, doctors don't tell you that it's going to be really uncomfortable to lay in bed, and here's this option that you can get. You know, it's not is it a need? Is it a necessity? No, it's not, but it's something to help you for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it would have, if it was available to me when I was going through what I was going through, I would have considered it a necessity.
Absolutely, I
I would
agree
have
with
been
you.
like, I have to have a Billow, you know.
Right. I know some people just don't think that, you know, these are necessities, which I get where they're coming from, but it definitely would ease it. And anything to make it easier on you, I think was just, in the long run, it just would help you to heal it that much faster.
Yeah, and then another thing that's really important to me is giving back, and we donate a portion of all of our proceeds to breast cancer women in need.
That is fantastic. That's good
Yeah.
to know. I never knew that. See,
It's
I
on the back
never
of
knew
the nail
that.
polish bottle too.
Oh my God, that is so cool. That is great. Well, Marnie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
And
you.
I hope that the Billow just continues to help women get comfy and all that good stuff, and that we see it grow and grow and grow. We see more Billows in all different colors and all sorts of cool patterns coming out. Who knows what is in store for the Billow?
Yeah, we'll see. I have to figure out a non-toxic dye. I've thought about that. So
I know. Actually, I had someone ask me why it only comes in white, and I totally agree with you, because
yeah.
you just don't
And it
know
matches
without them.
everything. I mean, it's a nice beige. So
That's exactly what I said to them. Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Marnie.
okay, thank you. I appreciate it.